far as I'm concerned, we have legal sanction.
Indeed.
May not be perfectly within the bounds of the law, but if nothing else, the clerk themselves saw his order to give us the key. So
Indeed. Though we perhaps should have gotten a written notice that we were... should have thought of that. But it'll look weird if we go back in. And I think we've already pushed our luck enough. We should probably just head to the warehouse.
right,
Okay.
possibly after dark. I don't know how.
Well, we might as well just go and
look,
find
I
the place
suppose.
now.
We should go and look.
We
I
have
mean-
the key. Let's just go.
Indeed.
If you act like a criminal, people will think we're being criminals. Let's just take the key and go and open it up.
Exactly. Right. With that,
Who's gonna?
I'm going to start following the directions I was given by the guard.
Okay, so we'll head towards the location. What you find when you get there is a large plot of land, about the size of any of the warehouses near you, which is completely empty save for a small shed in the middle of it. Plot of land abuts the river,
Okay.
and the shed in the middle has a number on the door saying 13, keep out.
How big is the shed, roughly?
It's about maybe 3 by 2 meters.
Okay.
This was not quite what I had in mind for warehouse.
No, I think he may have been exaggerating a little bit when he said it was a warehouse. On that note, I hand Wolfslayer the key, and then I will be right back.
Could
Just
at
assume
least
that
check
I'm
if the
following along with
traps-
whatever they're doing.
So I try to convince the other two that it's time to kill Malphas.
Oh no, Melphus needs to check the door for traps.
True, he is the tiefling rogue. So, well, we have time, right? I guess.
Well, now we do.
Well, anyone can check the door for traps. I think it's just like a perception roll.
I mean, I can do perception. It might also help
Decent at perception.
to do sense magic. See if maybe there's anything around us going on.
Is this perception
Magic.
roll?
Yeah, I done a perception roll.
Door looks fine.
Okay.
Looks like a shed.
That is definitely a
Very wood.
door.
This is why
That's an
Melphus
entrance.
needs to look.
It's attached to one side of hinges. It'll swing in.
I thought I found a secret door.
Hey, sometimes even knowing that a door can swing in can be a challenge. Sometimes they trick you.
Trixie doors.
Wow, wow.
Push, pull, you don't know till you try.
If I roll now, does it turn it into a group check or is it just another individual?
Another individual if you want.
Just because I've got +5 to perception, so 17.
It's a shed. It's made of wood.
Still
Pretty
shed.
sturdy wood.
Let's just
Door,
put the
that's fine.
key in and
Alright.
open it up. Let's just put the key in. I'll take
Okay,
the key.
okay.
It's
okay.
fine.
Okay.
Now,
So who puts the key in?
back though.
I'll let
Fine.
someone else
It's
do
fine.
it.
It's fine. I put the key in. I open the door.
Okay. You put the key in the lock and you turn it.
Okay.
And there was a flash of light and flame. You
and I
take
kill Melphus.
9 points of fire damage and are blown backwards 5 feet onto your back.
I'm frankly surprised that Aramil didn't convince the rest of the group to just murder me, knowing that I was going to go along with whatever plan.
It's funny you say that.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
I land and say, "Ow!"
Really? In that way as well?
I said we could sit around
Yeah.
for 10 minutes and I could detect magic, but you just opened the door, so there you go.
It looked like a door in her defense.
It did look like a door, I agree, but magic be magic.
But is the door open now?
The key is in the door and it is turned. The door needs to be pushed.
could I just get a very brief synopsis of what just happened? I've just turned up and Wolfslayer's
Well,
on her back, kind of scorched.
I was saying that the rogue needed to check the door for traps, and everybody but the rogue checked the door for traps, and it turns out,
You fools.
shockingly, the door was trapped.
Fools. Patience.
We also all stabbed you in the neck once
Oh.
with small weapons.
I was going to say, it
And
doesn't really feel.
I would like to point out that that damage wasn't halved because I wasn't raging. So I'm actually hurting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolfslayer gets up. She's badly
Wow, why didn't
sick,
you guys wait for
charred,
me?
you
I
can see
mean,
red
this is
and
literally
flesh.
what I do. Yeah, impatient. I just can't
Yeah.
believe it. Look away for a few seconds to admire the view. All of a sudden, Wolfslayer's like, oh my goodness. Can't take you anywhere.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
Right, so literally the trap went off when they put the key in and turned it. Is that right?
Yep. When the key was put in and turned.
So the door is unlocked at this point?
Yep, the key's in the door, and the door is unlocked.
Wait. Hang on. There's a thing. There's a thing that might be relevant.
Okay.
You have advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Yes, I was just gonna say, was there no saving throw for that?
Not against that, because you literally had your hand on the door and it's right in front of you. You would get dexterity saving throw against anything that would give you a dexterity saving throw, but that counts as a fireball cantrip, which doesn't allow you to make a dexterity saving throw as far as I'm aware.
Fireball cantrip. Here's me with hellish resistance and detect traps.
But you had to walk away after handing away the key.
I know, I just...
Why don't you go?
It
hey,
hurt me
Malphite,
so
why don't you
much
Go,
to
go
hand it
turn the
over.
handle. Just go turn the handle.
Can I try and detect traps on the door? Just
Sure.
in case. Wouldn't be the first time that a door was trapped in more than one way. Okay, how do I do that then?
It's perception,
Okay.
I think.
And rogues get no kind of thing to do with this at all?
Not yet. Later on, I think you get something.
Ah,
like
right,
that,
okay.
yes.
Okay. Well, perception, I would have been as good as the rest of you, honestly. Oh, I would have been much better than all of you.
Well, I will say right now, I'm not touching that door again without some healing.
Okay, you look at the door, and you
Why?
notice that there was definitely remains of a trap attached to the door handle. Some sort of magical arcane glyphs are installed. But you also notice that the door is covered in other glyphs, and you notice that the hinges in particular and the rest of the door frame have something behind the door.
Oh, okay. I was expecting this to be a case of, yeah, there was a trap here. If you'd only been here before, you would have totally known that. But, okay, so this wasn't completely useless then. Can I check the runes with Arcana to see what kind of runes they might be?
Sure.
Okay. Is that just a regular D20 again?
Yeah.
Okay, my luck is back.
You think that it's merely a detection spell for anyone walking through, just to check them for weapons.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk around this warehouse and
Yeah.
look at it.
Shed.
I mean, if there's a detection spell
Shed.
looking for weapons, and that would usually imply that it's going to do something else
So,
when it works out if you've got
It's
them.
just a wooden shed.
Are there any
Like,
windows
the
or anything
boards
else to
just
it?
kind of nailed on and stuff. Great. I'm gonna go around back and start pulling off boards.
Make a athletics check.
I don't know. You may want to have a look at her. She looked a little bit worse for wear after that trap.
Oh, come on.
You pull at the board. It's not moving, and it's actually giving a lot more resistance than you'd expect from a normal board nailed down.
So what happened when you tried to turn the handle?
Haven't yet. I checked for traps, rolled a 20.
Just open the door, Malphus.
No. There's more runes there that I discovered.
You just said you're fire resistant. You're tiefling rogue. Just open the door. Being a pansy. I took an arrow through the neck back when I was
Wolf
an
Slayer
adventurer.
first before you start having a go at me, Aramil. She doesn't look particularly happy right now. I mean, she
Wolf Slayer
wasn't
is
able to pull a
charred, has
board
exposed
off a
bloody,
shed, for goodness sake.
burning, pus-filled flesh.
Please,
Well,
just,
I looked to Wolf Slayer and say, "You're a barbarian. You're used to this type of stuff. Do you want me to take care of it, or are you okay?"
she's a barbarian from the north. It's pretty much literally the opposite of what she's used to. Aramel, you know she's not going to ask for help, so just be nice to her and heal her, please. And then I'll open the door for you.
She's just seething right now.
Come on, Armo.
Well,
You think you can see some wisps of smoke coming up her ears?
all right, fine. So, blah blah blah. Say some magical fancy pants words. You're all better now.
I've known some
All you had to
crackpot.
do is
As
just
in,
heal it.
as you can heal 9 points that easily?
Maybe. It's a 6.
I'll take 6. 6 is good enough.
The flesh begins to heal up. There's still some exposed patches of burnt flesh, but most of it is gone, turned into this sort of red, new, healed.
I say thank you, but I'm still pissed. I don't say thank you, but I'm still pissed. No, I say thank you, but I'm obviously still
Okay.
pissed.
Are
Well,
you already raging?
everything about this shed seems off to me. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we open the door and it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. So, given that we already know it's been trapped and there's definitely still runes there, how about I just open this handle and then leap back? Can I try and open it cautiously rather than just being flat up against it all gung ho? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Basically, you can be to the side of it and push it open.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay. You open the door.
I'm not going through it though.
Who can see into the entrance? Because you can't see into the entrance
Yeah.
being next to it like that.
Is Scarlet or
That
Aramil?
depends. After I tried opening the back door, or making a back door, as it were, I presume that I went back around seething, and we just lost Aramil.
You got sucked into the
I'm
shed.
sure
I
he'll
told
be
At
you it was
which
cursed.
point I got healed, in which case we're standing in front of it again.
Okay. So, as everyone, I assume who's standing in front of it, other than Melfas, can see in as he opens the door, you see a large room inside, possibly like the size of a small warehouse, with stuff piled up in crates. However, as Melfas, as you open the door, make a dexterity saving throw with advantage, as everyone else sees these arrows materialize in midair inside the
Okay.
door and shoot out.
Dexterity saving throw with advantage. Please don't give me this terrible luck I've had. Okay, that's not too bad.
Your hand retracts and several bolts shoot out across the field, past your companions.
Okay, I was about to ask, was anyone right in front of the door? Okay, that's very good. Was Squishy right in front of the door?
Wishy is just hanging around
All right.
nearby, digging up some dirt.
Okay, so to bring you up to speed a run because you got dropped from the call for a second. Malphas opened the door very cautiously. I'm not sure where Aramil stood, but if he was at an angle towards the door that he could see inside, because Malphas was to the side and can't see any of this, the room appears bigger on the inside than it is on the out. And then magical bolts flew out. And that's you caught right up to speed.
Okay. We all have dark vision. Can we see inside? From the angle that we're standing?
It's not dark inside.
That's brightly lit, is
Interesting.
it?
So
Okay.
what
It's
is
brightly lit.
inside? You said it's the size of a small warehouse inside.
There's some
but
crates. There is tiered storage. There's apparently some, bits and bobs, and there's a load of bottles at one stage, and there's a few other things around, including, some weapons you recognize.
At this rate, I'm not even sure I would trust the weapons.
Yeah, I'm.
Okay, anyone responding?
Aramel, you are generally fairly Aramel and Malthus are both generally fairly knowledgeable about spellcraft. You said there's a bunch of glyphs on the door. Do we have any vague idea of how powerful all of these glyphs are?
Based off my role, do I have any idea about how powerful the glyphs are?
Do you think those were to trigger a spell when the door was opened, and that was the arrows appearing?
Okay. So I'm now under the impression that they won't trigger again.
Yes.
Okay, well that's what
If you look carefully, the runes have in fact started to fade.
Okay, well...
But... fake power levels. Because... in theory, we are about to steal from his perspective or her perspective from a potentially powerful spellcaster.
That's right.
We're collecting taxes. We're tax collectors.
So at this point, I'm wondering if the mayor would have had any idea that this place was what this is. I mean...
Yeah, I really don't
this
trust this.
could really have hurt some of it. I'm still going to go inside, but I'm just putting it out there that we may want to have a word with the mayor after this.
Very well.
I mean, I'm willing to just walk in. It would be nice if someone else would come along, because I'm not the greatest person when it comes to carrying large bags of loot.
Okay, so how big is the room? And you says
Barring
well lit.
anybody
How
answering
big?
my question, I'm going to make an Arcana check if that's okay, to
I
see
don't-
if I
sorry,
can
I'd-
tell
I'd already-
myself.
Yeah, I'd already
the
made an
vague
Arcana check, and then I
power
asked.
required to cast all of these spells.
You want?
Wouldn't I have been able to tell that from my original Arcana check?
Just
You were looking at the door, weren't you?
Yeah.
twice.
Well, if you want to know the nature of putting a thing on the door, it's not particularly powerful, like a few levels up.
That's
Wolfslayer.
literally what I asked.
Sorry, Wolfslayer. There's basically the way the inside of the warehouse is, it's a pocket dimension, so you're looking at a fairly powerful spellcaster. However, the nature of it means that it could be someone who was hired to make it. It could be any number of things in that regard, but the actual power needed to create a pocket dimension is, we're sort of talking sort of level, I think
It
vaguely
was
14
more
to
the
16.
glyphs on the door that I was concerned
Oh, the
about.
glyphs on the door, not particularly powerful. It's not particularly hard trap to do. It takes a little bit of time and some money to prepare, but especially stuff like a fireball cantrip on the door, not particularly difficult.
So I could take them. All right. I feel better about that.
If they get a chance to blast you with lots of magic, if you get to hit them, they're probably dead.
Alright. Okay. Well, at this point, enough talk. I cautiously, but do step inside. Just get inside to have a look around.
You step inside and you notice a change in the air around you. It is noticeably not quite so cool and there's no breeze anymore.
Right.
It is stationary air and it is nice and vaguely warm.
Okay. And what were the rough dimensions of this warehouse, you said? 'Cause I'm wondering how
On the
far I can
inside
see
now?
into it. Yeah.
You're in a room probably about 20 meters by about 14.
Oh, okay. Quite big. And it's full of crates, you said?
There's some crates sitting here, some crates sitting there. It's not fully used. Maybe about only like a quarter to a fifth of the space is actually used. But there's a lot of tiered storage that goes up, and then there's some crates as well.
Okay. Well, I'll, to start with, just do a cautious walk around the perimeter of the room and looking down the aisles, just seeing if I can spot any other traps on the ground or the walls or the shelves or anything like that that might stand out to me.
Okay.
And I'll turn to the other two and say, I don't think we should all go in at once, but I'm going in.
Okay.
Okay.
and I'll join. Letting Melphus lead the way. I'll basically there to protect him if
Okay.
something does jump out or whatever.
Sure.
Alright.
Aramil, Scarlet.
At this point, I'm sort of cautiously looking in, but I think I'll arm myself with my bow just in case.
Sure.
And wait outside while peering in.
Can we? I mean, it's not a huge room. Can we? And it's brightly lit. Can we see anyone in there? Is there any sound that we can hear? Can I hear anything? I mean,
Can't hear anything in there. It seems to be deserted, other than your compatriots.
all right. Well, if Wolfslayer wants to go and keep us separate, I'll stay outside with Scarlet.
Okay. So Wolfslayer and Malthus, make perception rolls.
Okay. Oh, a good roll for once. Well, actually, barring the 20 I rolled just now.
Do you not have a bonus on that?
Oh, perception. No, perception is wisdom.
Oh, okay.
The kicker is, my character is very versatile for a barbarian, and yeah, I only get good rolls during combat. And outside of combat, I get 2s and 3s.
I only seem to get good rolls when I've not got any bonus for them at all, as well. If it's
It's
Or
on
when
such
some-
you're-
nice.
Shooting me.
yeah.
Okay, so you look around for 10 minutes or so. It's completely deserted. You do, however, spy a few things. Wolfslayer, you spy a crate of bottles. There are 6 little bottles, all of which are flasks with corked and waxed seals at the top. Vaguely bluish color inside them. Melthas, you spot those. You spot another potion nearby, which has got a clipping of some kind in it. You can't really see. It's sort of a vague, dull, brown, beige color, and there's a clipping inside. You also spot a two-handed longsword, actually a two-handed sword, against the back wall.
Mm-hmm.
You also spot some gloves, which have got a sort of a spiderweb pattern down them on each glove.
Right.
You know, some sort of thick hide boots. These are all like the most interesting things that catch your eye when you start investigating them. There's a lot of other stuff, like there is a crate of apples, there is a barrel that has some sort of smoked herring in it.
Okay.
There's a number of just esoteric things that just aren't particularly much value to you.
But the main ones I've
there's
spotted
also-
are the bottles, the potion, the two-handed longsword, the gloves with spider webs on them, and boots. Was that right?
Two-handed sword?
Yes.
Yes.
So while as soon as
And
they
then
go
there's some
inside,
arrows.
And sorry, what was that?
it's,
Arrows.
Arrows.
So since
You
I
gonna
decided
point
to
out the sword
stay-
at me?
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Remember.
Aramil.
I stayed outside, but I immediately start ritual casting detect magic.
Okay. So you do that, and once the 10 minutes are up for their search, your detect magic goes off because it takes 10 minutes. And you can sense that the entire shed is magical. But
Yay!
your spell
Wow.
does not really extend very easily into a pocket dimension in front of you. So what you can see is the entire pocket dimension just turns up as magical to you since you aren't inside it.
Aramel, smart. Okay.
So stick your head in.
Yeah. Would that last?
No.
Would it? Oh,
The
wouldn't it?
void will eat us.
Oh.
If he wants to go inside, he can.
I'm gonna first, as it doesn't seem that Wolfslayer has noticed the sword. She's kind of peering at the bottles, just a tap on the shoulder, and then points towards the sword, which is more than likely to draw more attention from her. Whilst I head to the gloves and have a look at those.
Okay.
Can I detect anything magical about them?
As you pick them up, you can feel that they are very well made. You can try putting one of them on if you want.
Can I use an Arcana check to have a look if there's anything magical
Sure.
about them, or would this
Sure.
scenario? Okay, cool.
Tell
put
me
'em
about
on.
the sword.
So, okay.
Ooh,
This
I got a good roll.
sword is sort of a very dark steel.
I love the way you
The
said
gloves,
that.
by the
Tell me
way,
about
are
the
definitely
sword.
magical. You know they're magical. You can't really tell exactly about them without, trying them on or whatever, but they're definitely magical. The sword itself is a sort of very long two-handed sword, a very wide blade. It doesn't taper much towards the end, and then it very much goes into a point for the last maybe 6 inches of the blade. It's a sort of very dark steel, very highly brushed, but still doesn't reflect very much. The guard is flat, and then with 2 barbed sort of spikes that come around at the end. And it's got a large two-handed grip with plenty of space to be able to move your hands up and down, or if you had bigger hands, grip it.
I've got my payment right here.
I'm still
And
outside, like
Given
peering
that
in.
I have low wisdom,
She's going to grab it. I love you. Go for
I'm
it.
still outside peering in, just going, is there anything for me?
Well, I'm assuming that I'd be able to hear Scarlet calling in. It's not that big. I mean, the voice.
Oh,
will
yeah,
carry
sound
easily
goes
into
in
it.
fine.
Okay. I'd list off the items that I know the gloves are magical, and that I'm not sure about the other items, and that Wolfslayer is looking at a two-handed sword. At this point, though, we were cautioned not to take too much. Enough that might even not be noticed going missing. And that might be prudent at this point, but I can bring it all out if you want. But I don't think we probably should. I'm going to be taking the gloves, though.
do we get vague power senses with detect magic? Like,
Detect magic will tell you if it is magical, and then if you roll really well and arcana checks and stuff with detect magic active, I'll let you know more information, maybe vaguely what it would do.
all right, so I'll
Basically, because I'm
make-
very strict about identify magic being the only way you know exactly what it does, or put
Yeah.
it on, I let detect magic and arcana checks have a bit more chunk power.
But my thinking is just that Malphus makes a very good point that we don't want to overdo it, and as much as this sword is mine, if it is not yet the time for me to wield it, it'll be here later. So I'll do an Arcana check. It probably won't work, but then I'll bring it over to the door and be like, what do you think? And have Aramil take a look at it. But my Arcana check is okay.
It's not too bad.
12.
It's
So
a
am
very
I-
finely made sword. You can see some slight runes. But
Do
you're
the
not
runes
sure
say
about
hugs?
Am I assisting
Maybe.
or?
Depends if you can badly read the inscription.
So what was that, Rumba?
I was wondering. She said she brought it over toward me. Am I assisting her, or am I
Well, she
actually
brings it
taking a
over
look at
towards
it?
you now, she said.
No.
You would have to pop your head into the pocket dimension to be able to see the magic in the pocket dimension.
No, I don't want to. No.
Okay.
No. I'm not going anywhere near. That's very unnatural. I don't like this room at all.
We'll say, do you want to put the sword
That's actually
out
very
of
good
the
role
pocket
play.
dimension?
Very good
Great.
roleplay.
All right. Well, I'll wait for Malphus to do his thing, and then I guess I'll ask him because I don't want to take it out until
Okay.
we know what we're getting
Well,
ourselves
I've had a look
into.
at the gloves, and I picked them up at this point. I'm holding them. Does anything happen with that? Trapped or anything?
No.
No?
Did you
Okay.
put them on?
No. I'm just going to take them. Malphas is greedy, but he's not stupid.
They feel good. They're nice quality. There's something about them. They're very silky and allow your fingers to move very quickly over the surface.
Enough that I would notice that quality about them? Like over
yeah.
normal gloves? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a very fine, sort of silky feel to them.
Okay. Right. Can I do an Arcana check on the sword?
Go.
Another 21. Exactly the same as I rolled for the gloves.
It is definitely a magical sword. You suspect that it is a well-forged sword that was possibly imbibed with some magic, at least 100, 200 years ago minimum. The metal itself is probably dwarvish in origin, and sort of the power levels in the sword. You think it was effectively out of just metagaming it. You think it's probably a +1/+1 sword, a generic +1 sword.
Okay. I'll relate
But
to...
you can't tell that.
Yeah, I'll relate to Wolfslayer that I think it's a well-made sword And whilst I can't be certain of the magic, it seems like it's an old sword, and my best guess is that the magic is to enhance it in some way, but I don't know how.
You said Dwarven. I speak Dwarven, and you said there are runes on there. So can I read those runes?
The runes are not in Dwarven, I'm afraid.
Okay, that's fine. Or Giantish, or Common, or what are the other ones?
My lords are
Gnomish?
very well spoken.
Yeah.
No, mainly because if they were magic runes, they're written in sort of arcane syllables and stuff that bind power. They're not
figured.
necessarily a language, I'm afraid.
Okay, well,
There are calls to kill whoever is driving the cart that keeps going by.
I know.
Oh, yeah, no, that cart's amazing. The cart is so loud compared to everything else in the mix. I wish I had another track for Medieval Town.
Goodness.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm holding the gloves. I'm assuming Wolfslayer is now cradling her sword. Aramil, Scarlet, do you want me to bring anything else out of here? The call is yours.
Well-
I'm worried about you guys taking too much out. I'm worried about you guys bringing that out.
I have no need for these
There is
things.
a
This
lot
room,
of other stuff in there, by the way. Just
Oh right,
don't
okay. Because
look them all.
when you said they were like crates, I got kind of the impression that it wasn't a particularly well stocked warehouse. But there's enough that
It's
they
a
would
large
get
warehouse,
lost.
but there's only about a quarter of it used right now.
All right, okay.
And a lot of stuff you just haven't had time to look at or haven't looked at.
Okay, well, I'm gonna grab the arrows and the boots. At this point, I'm getting a little bit concerned about how long we're in here. Shall we walk out?
sure.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Now that I'm healed, I'm durable again. So I will attempt to leave with my new sword.
Okay.
You decided to bring it with you, huh?
Exit. Nothing crazy happens. You're fine. You walk out with the boots and the arrows, correct?
And the gloves.
And the gloves. Okay. You walk out.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens. Okay.
That was like a that was like $1,000,000 question kind of pause there. All right. Well,
Great, now let's go turn him in.
I hold up the boots and the arrows. Say, well, don't know what these are. Do you guys want to have a look at them? Handing the boots to Scarlet.
Yeah.
Well,
Arrows
now-
to Aramil.
Now that they're outside, would detecting magic help at all? I mean, would it just... It helps if I do an Arcana check with detect magic active, yes?
Yeah, they're all magic, including the arrows. You will have to make an Arcana check on each one.
So, okay, when I do the Druidic Focus cast detect magic, is that an instantaneous thing, or does it kind of like last for a while? Do I have to recast? Do I have to wait 10 minutes, or are we good?
Technically, you would have to recast it because it only lasts 10 minutes, I think, but I'll just waive that for the sake of expediency because you don't want to just be standing there for 10 minutes going, okay, I'm just going to cast this again.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see him
Everyone
going.
chant with me. Everyone chant. Okay, so here's we'll check out what one. I want to check out those boots.
Very nice
That
roll.
would be a 19.
Boots need attunement, and they grant the wearer. Well, it says it vaguely seems to be some sort of faster movement speed. You gather that instead of being a faster movement speed, it grants you a certain movement speed, and it looks to be designed to give people with slower movement a normal movement speed.
Okay. We'll check out the arrows next.
They are
Those-
arrows of neck slaying.
Fantastic! I
These-
want them now.
These will they will mess you up. They're dangerous.
Can I roll an Arcana check on the arrows? I don't have detect magic, so it's going to be pretty
Sure. You'll get less information, yeah, but yeah, go for it.
arrows of neck sling. It's fantastic. I want them to be that now. Can I keep them as arrows of neck sling? Got 16.
The arrows are magically enchanted and seem to be just generally improved.
Okay.
You're not sure how or what they do, but it's sort of a generic.
Okay. Right.
And
Well,
you said there was a third. There's a third item, yes? Or was it just the two?
I brought out magical gloves. I'm holding on to them. Do you want to have a look at those?
Sure. I
With
mean,
your
I've cast
detect magic. Yeah, go for it.
Might as well try. We got a 6.
They are gloves, something to do with webs. You're not sure.
Okay.
Silky webby. Yay.
Good enough for me.
Useful.
I put the gloves on.
Your
Hey.
fingers feel slightly faster and like there's a fly that just flies towards you aimlessly. And sort of only half thinking about it, your hand goes out and catches the fly midair.
I've got fly catching gloves. This is amazing.
You will need now to attune to them.
Okay.
Of which you've already attuned to 2 items.
Yes, I
You'll
have.
be attuned 3 by the end of this session.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Good for you.
Wait,
Well-
wait,
Really
wait.
love your
You're keeping
items.
the arrows? Doesn't
Well-
Scarlet need
Yeah.
something
I
out of
gave
this?
the
Yeah, I
arrows
was going
out
to ask,
to-
how many arrows
Okay.
do
To
they
them.
have?
6
I just,
arrows.
because
Well-
I feel bad, like, that I got
Yeah.
a sword and, the
Make
people that
wisdom
went in,
checks.
and I said, don't go
All of
in,
us?
but-
Yep.
Okay.
What?
Wisdom check.
wisdom
Wisdom
checks.
checks.
Yeah.
dear.
Yeah, we should probably not be standing here debating this.
Yeah,
but-
I know.
-1.
I are dumb.
8.
Hey, we are dumb together.
And it's right on Enter Elysium's face.
Oh, great. Anyone else?
I think we should give those boots to
Oh, yeah,
the
I
short.
made it.
You know, the
I
little
think so
short
as well.
chunky one.
If they're...
Aramil, you notice that Squishy is not around you right now.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Hey, Malphus, where'd Squishy go?
I look around and I peer inside the warehouse.
Squishy is rummaging in a crate.
Squishy!
How is it that we didn't notice him running through the door frame while we were waiting outside?
The
You're doing a
elf
lot of detect magic.
and the ranger.
I was chanting. That's right.
Okay, I need to have words with Squishy.
Where
I've already... Oh, fine, I'll go back. And I can't talk to him. I would
Yeah,
go
I-
back, but...
I'll go in if anyone wants to, cover me, just in case.
I'll be honest with you. If this pocket dimension vanishes without you inside, there's very little I'm going to be
Squishy
able to
runs towards you with something between his teeth.
do. Oh, dear. Is it a bomb?
Okay, I
it's
assume
fate
I would
that we
take it
more
before I
loot.
use Speak of Animals. So I'll just take it out of his mouth.
What you take out of his mouth is a long rod, maybe 1.5 meters long, 2 meters long.
Does it look
Which
kind
is,
of like...
Oh, it's a wooden carved rod, and it's got a snake head at the top.
Did he get caught in the
Right.
door?
He runs up to the door, and Scarlet steps inside and takes it off him before
Oh,
he could unfortunately get to the door. I'm sorry.
that would have been so funny if it exploded.
Yeah, not while I'm holding it.
No, that wouldn't have been funny.
And not while Squishy was holding it.
Would kind of still have been funny at that point. Only if he
should
wasn't
go.
desperately badly injured. It would have still been funny. It would have taught him not to do it again.
Squishy runs up to Aramil and rubs against his leg.
Okay, I'm going to give this to Armel to have a look at. This seems more like up his alley.
Okay.
Ooh,
Well, I guess we'll do one more roll then, since I've still got
Okay.
detect magic on.
We should go.
Arcana,
Yep.
come on, cross your fingers.
I'm kind of
And it is
nodding.
it's a 1.
Told you we
It
should have
is the
gone.
staff of the divine druid. It will give the power of the earth to whoever wields it, and will make them able to bring balance to the world.
And he truly believes this, is that right?
He truly believes it.
Awesome. I equip it immediately.
Oh, dear Lord. I
I
was...
think it also requires attunement.
Okay, well, I don't care, because it's the staff of the Divine Druid. I have to equip it.
You sure you...
It's my...
You know what?
Are you
Regardless... Go ahead.
Nope,
sure
I'm wearing it. No,
that we
it's on.
should be taking
No, we should be
this
going.
much stuff?
I can't. I have to. It's the staff of the Divine Druid.
What happened to material things
Nope.
not mattering?
This is the staff of the Divine Druid. You don't understand. You're not a druid. You can't possibly fathom.
Material things don't matter unless it,
If this
It's for him.
sword is flaming, I understand.
Can I just have a look
Sadly, it's not.
at your staff of the Divine Druid? You can hold on to it. I just
Nope.
just want to look. Can I just look at it?
No.
Fine.
All right.
Okay.
We need
If
to
you
go.
turn yourself into a necromancer, I'm not going to stop you from killing yourself.
Nope. It's mine.
We need to go.
We do.
yeah.
Fine.
Can I close the door?
And
You
we
close the
should
door.
go and
Can I
tell
have the
the
key so I
mayor
can lock
what
the door
we
as well?
found here.
Take the key out the door.
Okay. All right. we should go.
And we should go and tell the mayor what we found here. Not necessarily an itemized list, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that perhaps he might want to know about this extra-dimensional portal in the middle of his town. I'm just tossing it out there.
Okay.
I've got
so
a
you
funny
go
feeling
back
that the
to
guy already knew. But,
Why are we
go
going-
back to the town hall.
Okay.
Why do we go to the mayor though? We're supposed to go on our quest. He knew we were going to do this and then go on the quest. Let's go to the quest.
I'm kind of with Aramil on this, and I'm hoping that maybe we just don't never tell him anyway. Honestly,
I mean, he doesn't. He said he didn't even know what was in there. So why tell him?
There's still
Doesn't
something
matter.
really dodgy there, even if it's to do with the clerk. I'm not a huge fan of him.
It's not really our problem, is it?
I could say, but it would be metagaming, because I'm not that smart. Or wise.
I don't
What we just did
really
benefited
want to
us
have to
as
go
a
through.
group.
I'll be honest. I don't want to. I'm lazy,
Whatever.
and I don't want to have to give all my weapons away again. I like my weapons. I feel naked without.
No. All I know is I found the
We
staff
don't
of
have to
Divine
go
Truth.
in.
Everything's fine
Okay.
now. Well, we
You know
can
what,
just
Wolf
need to
Slayer?
tell him.
You've done enough that I'll defer to your judgment. I'll stand outside with the guards. You can pop in and give him the news.
Oh, it's you again. Hi. If you want to go in, you leave your weapons here.
I'll stay outside. I like my weapons.
I'll leave my weapons with you, Malphus.
Such trust.
I'll
Fair
just
enough.
stay outside.
And
Must stay
in,
outside.
in short, I'll go in. I don't care who comes with me if you want to, but I'll
Nope.
go in and tell him that exactly what we saw, leaving out
really?
the stuff that we took.
Oh, well, I can certainly charge more tax now. Thank you very much. I assumed your tax collection was successful.
Oh, quite.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
We're-
Well, very good.
We're very appeased as long as this doesn't come back to us.
Now, provided it doesn't come back to me, I'm perfectly happy as well.
Excellent. On our way then.
Do any of you want to attune to the items you just had? That'll take you an hour.
I would like to
Absolutely.
attune
Staff
to
of
my
the Divine
magical
Druid.
books. Yeah.
How?
Yeah. I'm the Divine Druid now.
Okay, what's happened with the boots and the arrows?
As far
think
as
we
I'm
give 'em to you.
aware, they were given to you.
Okay, given to me. Right.
Boot is attunable, arrows are just usable.
Okay,
How many arrows were there? Because that was never specified.
6.
6. Okay.
I could see that you really wish you had 5 fingers and a thumb on your hand. You're like,
I
"Damn
was
it."
like, I've got a second hand, but it's kind of being used to mark a page. So, okay, so you spend an hour
Okay.
taking a short rest, which means that if you have any HP you need to get back, you can spend a hit die, we'll say.
I don't understand this spend a hit die thing.
Okay, so you've got 2 hit die currently, right?
Yeah.
On a short rest, you can choose to use up 1 or more of them, and you can roll
Define
them.
use up. That's the part I don't get.
You get half your hit die back every time you have a long rest.
So if she uses up 1 now, and then on a long rest, she'll have that one back, provided she hasn't used the
But
other.
it doesn't affect my maximum in any way, shape, or
Hit die,
form.
hit die are
It's just
literally
kind of
your
a, like, a
constitution to
limit.
regenerate your wounds.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
it's just kind of a limit on how many times I can
Yeah.
use this ability. It's that
Yeah.
equivalent.
Eventually, you will
makes
need
sense.
to
And so-
sort of long rest.
Yeah.
I looked
Okay.
at Wolfster and said, "Hey, I could take care of that for you if you want. I mean, since you're so weak and fragile, or, I mean, maybe you could handle it."
I'm distancing myself from Aramil, specifically from the kind of swing radius of a great axe.
I give him a look and say, "There's no need to be rude."
Okay.
So rude, Aramil. God.
But
If you
if
don't
you
understand hit, if you don't understand
feel-
hit die,
So weakened from your earlier spells. Don't worry, I can take care of it.
actually, I feel very powerful
I
now
do.
because I have the staff of the Divine Druid. I'm amazing now. You don't understand.
Okay, so short rest, you can spend a hit die,
Yeah.
which is hit die plus constitution you gain back in terms of HP.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't even need that much. Like my constitution bonus takes care of half of it.
Well,
So-
you see where you can roll
Right.
it and overpower or just sit with 3 damage.
I heal 10 of the 3 points that I need.
Yeah.
Well
You're
done.
fine. Good as new. Right, the weapons you have in reverse order, or items. Scarlet, you have... I'm trying to find the name of them. Basically, it's boots that allow you to move as if you were a normal-sized person. You can move at 30 feet per second, 30 feet per turn.
Per second? That's not normal.
If it's per
That's not
second, it would be
normal
pretty
at
fast. Melthas, you have the gloves of arrow snaring. Missile catching. Gloves of missile catching. Which allows you to, when you spend a reaction, catch a missile inbound at you with a dex test. And then you...
Flies count as missiles.
Flavorful. You basically, you pass the dex test by, you remove that damage from the missile. If the missile then hits 0 damage, you catch it in midair.
Okay. Okay, I see.
Arumba, you are disappointed to find out that it is not, in fact, the staff of the Divine Druid. It is the staff of the Python, which can be turned into a Python and go and do stuff for you. Staff of the Python. You can use an action to speak the staff's command word, which is on the staff, and throw the staff on the ground within 10 feet of you. The staff becomes a giant constrictor snake. See the monster manual for stats. Under your control and acts on its own initiative count. By using a bonus action to speak the command's word again, you return the staff to its normal. On its turn, you can mentally command the snake within 60 feet of you, and you aren't incapacitated. You can solo action the turn the snake takes and moves during its next turn, or you can issue it a general command such as staff or guard. If it
Hey,
removes
Aramel,
it
do you think you
reduces
can,
0
like-
points, it dies and reverts to its staff form. The staff then shatters and is destroyed.
Throw that snake down in front of the cart, spook the horse.
No, I actually linked the actual effects of the Staff of the Divine Druid in chat.
Ah, yeah. That looks much more official. Staff of the Divine Druid. Plus 99 hit. 99 to 999 damage. Plus 99.
Cast ninth level spells at will. Yeah.
Okay.
And Wolfslayer, you attune to your sword. You spend an hour rubbing it down, oiling it, and caressing it.
Why are you making this creepy?
The sword acts as a +1/+1 sword. You get +1 to hit and +1 damage. However, as you attune to it,
Oh dear.
you feel more and more anger inside you. Anger starts to consume you. And you manage to keep it in check, but you are now cursed. Anytime you take damage, you have to make a test, or you have to murder whoever damaged you.
Oh, please don't ever let me fumble my shot again. Please. Oh my god. Oh, that is so terrifying. I'm only shooting at people that are engaged with
You
Aramil
will
from now
not
on.
voluntarily part from the weapon.
Well
You
done.
also
You've got a murder
get
sword.
disadvantage on using any other weapons. You are addicted to this sword.
It's my precious.
Oh, well played. Very well
And
played.
with that ends today's session.